What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Friday. It's Friday. Happy Friday, July 19th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. It's Friday. I hope everybody had a good week. Definitely a pretty intense week. Friday kind of brings a little bit of it back. We'll talk about it. It's not bad. I mean, come on. Still live life and have a good Friday here. But we are going to see the moon in Capricorn, which is its detriment position. We are getting another full moon in Capricorn, a blue moon, and that's going to be a 29-degree Cap, which is where Pluto's going to station direct in November for the final time that we'll ever see Pluto in Capricorn again in our life. So a very auspicious full moon that's building up, and the moon's going to square these nodes today. So it's very interesting of feeling like we have to get a lot done, feeling pressured to kind of stay busy, maybe more than we want to. It's weird when we're in these summer months and Venus and Mercury are in Leo, the sun finishing up in Cancer, like we want to be taking care of ourselves, having fun, playing, all these different things. Then all of a sudden it's like, wow, I have to work on this Friday or something, It's just like, it can be kind of an emotional drag or a burden of sorts, or feeling like we just have to get a lot of things handled and we have to be responsible for more things than maybe we want to. But it's a good inflection point, um, balancing not only our personal lives but our professional lives, the things that we want to accomplish, our goals that are in mind. But we also have to balance it with our relationships in life and the people in life, and how do we create balance? And that's the South Node in Libra, definitely trying to say, hey, don't forget about balance. Don't forget about all these other parts of life. Like, it's not all about just the goals. Sometimes it's about the relationships and the family and the house and the home and your emotions and how do you actually feel about things, and not just the, prestige of hitting a goal, if you will. And then also the North Node and taking action for ourselves and making sure that we're also giving ourselves time and doing things that we want to do and not succumbing to the mundane, even of having to do something because we have to be responsible for certain things in this life. But balancing that with, our own desires, with the desires of others, with family, with, all these different. So it's very interesting, cardinal, um, cardinal cross in many ways, even though we're not in the full moon yet, but we do get these nodes here, and just a lot to, it's kind of a lot to weigh out and kind of a lot to put into perspective. So we definitely want to be responsible and put things into perspective in a way that's balanced, in a way we're still taking care of ourselves, taking care of our relationships, taking care of the things that are important, getting things done, handling business, but not forgetting to take time and have fun and play. Venus is at 9 degrees here, and it's sextiling Jupiter that just came to 12 degrees of Gemini, and they're going to hold that sextile for a few more days. So it's like we want to be open to the curiosities and the relationships and the beauty and the aesthetic and the fun and the conversation and the learning. And there's so many things to be open about, but it's almost like we can get kind of stuck and hyper fixated or focused on maybe certain things that have to be accomplished, or timelines, deadlines even. So definitely just trying to be responsible for our life in a way that is most balanced and most expanding, and not too contraction oriented because of hyper focus or even just an emotional bias or something, to go a certain way in life. Take care of yourself. We're looking at Mercury too. It's coming off the trine over to Chiron, so there could have been a lot of healing of understanding and in our own minds about ourselves and our own egos, and maybe learning how to use that energy to create better and how to come to better understandings of ourselves. But that Mercury's working on that square to Uranus, so we're also in a place where our minds could absolutely fry, especially when we have a lot of responsibilities or things that have to be done or taken care of. There's a lot, mentally that can go on here, and we got to be careful of our mental nervous system, our physical nervous system right now, and remember that it's still Cancer season, and we can still take breaks, and we can still do things that feel good, and it doesn't have to all be grind, 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 grind. It's Friday after all. Let's give ourselves some room to play and laugh and have fun and all the things that I think majority of us enjoy. We want to put that into like the daily schedule too, and make that part of the long-term plan and long-term goals, if you will. to give yourself the time to play, to laugh, to have fun, to love. Mars is about to finish up in Taurus. Oh my God, I'm kind of sick of Mars and Taurus, especially with Uranus. But Mars and Taurus isn't my favorite place for it to be. It's detriment position for Mars, and it's slow and kind of sludgy and wants to take time to like feel things out and make sure there's like maybe a safety net before it jumps, and naturally Mars doesn't want that safety net. It kind of wants to fearlessly move into the battle of life and act on certain things. And so we're definitely at an impulse point here too, where Mars is going to start trining Pluto. And of course, you guys probably remember when Mars came into Taurus, it was squaring Pluto, and desires were like ramped up big time. You know, gosh, what was that, 6 weeks ago now? So now it's like, those desires are kind of starting to maybe come back online a little bit, and the curiosity's ramping up. And Mars coming into Gemini is quick. That is Knight of Swords energy. So there's a lot of things that are going to move very quickly in our lives. So if you feel like things have been sludgy or just slowed down a little bit and it was more sensual energy, well, guess what? It's back to sort of impulse, desire, doing things, communicating, learning, seeing all sorts of what's going on in the world, because it's just one of those years. It's an election year. Those are always weird years in the United States. It's already a weird election. There's crazy stuff going on all over the place. It's just there's a lot to learn, just about our own lives, in the mix of all the weirdness and high strange that goes on in our reality. So keeping open, of course, to that space. And Sun is trining Neptune still, and that is definitely a good vibe. Can definitely bring sort of the chill out energy that we might need, as this moon in Capricorn is high stress, high productivity, and Sun trine Neptune can definitely dilute it a little bit and get us more in touch with our own feelings and what we need. But that's a subtle thing almost, because we could also get lost in the delusion of certain accomplishments being the thing that's going to be a safety net, when maybe, maybe not. You never know. Pluto's coming into Capricorn for the last time in our lives. So just when you think you have a long-term plan set right now, those plans could definitely go through one more transformation. So don't get too hung up on anything, and be open to where the flow of life goes. And I hope you have a great Friday. It's definitely, you're responsible for your life, right? So just take that accountability and run with it today, and run with that every day. And be responsible for the good times, and be just as equally responsible for the down times. Let's see what the tarot says. Oh, the Queen of Wands. I think as long as we're in that Queen of Wands energy today, we're going to be feeling all right. Like, we'll be able to have the energy and the power to handle business, to take care of things, to delegate situations in our life, and to stay on top of our throne, and know that we can accomplish so many things. We can accomplish great relationships. We can accomplish great personal lives. We can accomplish taking care of ourselves, and we can accomplish charging forward with our own desires just as well. But it all comes down to being in your own empowerment, using your energy wisely and properly, and definitely being mature while we do it. So I hope you have a great Friday. I'll see you all for the weekend forecast. Much love. Peace.